Members of President Trump's own party who are actively trying to get their fellow Republicans to vote for Joe Biden in November. Our Mary Bruce talked with the Lincoln Project and two other groups of Republicans rejecting Trump in 2020 and going after him on the airwaves. But will their efforts make a difference at the ballot box? Mary Bruce has this story.
At first glance, they may look like any other campaign ads.
America knows Joe Biden.
But what makes these ads unique? They're being made by members of the president's own party.
Trump doesn't have the strength to lead, nor the character to admit it.
It's an unprecedented move, brutal, blistering ads from a group of Republican strategists intent on taking down President Trump.
We pull no punches. We don't tell people about Donald Trump. We illustrate why he is unfit for office and how his actions, regardless of what they may be, can further illustrate his inability and unwillingness to serve in the role.
It's called the Lincoln Project, and co-founder Reed Galen tells us many of the ads are intended for an audience of one.
Hey, Donald.
The goal, to get under the president's skin.
There is no small amount of joy that it brings to upset President Trump directly. There is a method to the madness.
And they aren't subtle.
You've probably heard this before, but it was smaller than we expected.
They're trying to beat Trump at his own game, and the strategy appears to be working. Take, for example, this ad mocking the president's performance at the annual West Point graduation.
It's time we talk about this. Trump is not well.
Just days later, at his Tulsa campaign rally, the president went off script for 13 minutes defending that West Point appearance.
Because I'm wearing leather bottom shoes, which is good if you're walking on flat surfaces. It's not good for ramps.
For the Lincoln Project, that was a success.
It's not about trolling the president, because as one of my partners says, if you're not trolling if you get someone on the hook.
Needling the president is one thing. The big question, will any of this sway voters? The latest polls show the president is trailing former Vice President Joe Biden by double digits, but he still has 84% support among Republicans. And the president calls the Lincoln Project a bunch of losers and a disgrace to Honest Abe. But Trump's handling of the pandemic and the national reckoning on racism is clearly taking a toll on the president politically. And that's a positive sign for Republican strategist Tim Miller, an advisor on Jeb Bush's campaign who has remained a fervent never-Trumper.
There are millions of Donald Trump voters out there that we can persuade still, that are not the red hat wearing voters that show up to his rallies.
His organization, Republican Voters Against Trump, is trying to make sure the voices of those frustrated Republicans are being heard.
I voted for Donald Trump. My bad, fam.
It's okay to put country over party. In fact, it's imperative to do that.
If Joe Biden drops out and the DNC runs a tomato can, I will vote for the tomato can.
We can help nudge them over into Joe Biden's camp using these messengers from people in their community rather than kind of wagging our finger at them.
I do believe that a philosophically driven center-right party is healthy for the United States. We do not have that right now.
They are now broadening their scope, targeting Republican senators who have sided with the president.
Every time they had a choice between America and Trump, they chose Trump.
It's not about just Donald Trump, although he is the prime target. It is about all of those people who failed their oaths of office.
You'd be gutting your own party.
Well, it's not our party anymore.
And I guess that's what it comes down to then.
For us, it's not even about the party, it's about the country.
And if they succeed, what then? Some Republicans fighting for Biden are hoping for a return to bipartisanship.
I believe we have a chance with Joe Biden to be at the table.
Rosario Marin, the U.S. Treasurer under President George W. Bush, is part of a brand new organization, 43 Alumni for Biden.
We are better than this. We as a party are better than this man who has usurped that party. I remember many Republicans used to say, I'm going to hold my nose and vote for Trump. Well, look what that got us.
As she watches Trump's response to this pandemic, Marin says she's more convinced than ever that her party and the country she immigrated to at a young age cannot survive another 4 years of President Trump.
And what do we have here? the greatest nation in the world on its knees because of failed leadership. We can't have 4 more years of this.
Lots of infighting there, and Mary Bruce joins us now from Washington. Now, these groups are certainly pulling no punches. What's the president and also his campaign saying in response to this? Any reaction from Biden's team?
Well, Lindsay, no surprise here. The president has had some choice words for these groups and some rather interesting, colorful nicknames. He has called them losers. He's called these Republicans human scum. And he's been quick to point out that many of the Republicans behind these ads, behind these groups trying to take him on, are Republicans who tried and failed to beat him back in 2016. But these groups wear these names as a badge of honor. Now, as for Joe Biden's campaign, no surprise here, they welcome this help. And in many ways, while Joe Biden tries to maintain a bit of a squeaky clean image, these groups are able to do what Biden's campaign can't. They're able to try and take on the president playing his own game. They can go a little bit low and hit Trump where it hurts. Lindsay.
And there's also some family drama here involving Kellyanne Conway. Explain how that's playing out in this effort.
Yeah, how's this for a dynamic? Kellyanne Conway's husband, George Conway, is one of the co-founders of the Lincoln Project. He has long been critical of the president, and now he is effectively trying to get his wife's boss fired. It certainly must make for an interesting dynamic around the old dinner table, Lindsay.
Yes, to be a fly in the wall on the wall in that household. Mary Bruce, thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.